So basically, you mentioned like in Helen Keller, and she didn't really have outside stimulation. She didn't have really a sense of self or even notice her emotions changing until she met her teacher. So now that's one experience, and it would be very unethical to test that. But just say that we've we could we could theorize that personality and consciousness is sort of learned, or emotions are sort of learned. Maybe not consciousness, but emotions are sort of learned, and behavior is sort of learned. So then, if that was sort of learned, then you could program that, you could code that, because I kind of feel like humans are sort of just advanced brains. Okay, so if that's the case, then yes, we can transfer that to our mind file and we can be conscious. But then here's where I struggle. My ego and my body wants to experience, I guess, qualia of going from meat to digital. And is that like an ego thing that I need to overcome, like emotional maturity, or is that, do you get what I'm saying?
I totally get what you're saying. And I think it is actually a gift, a power, an insight that you feel that. So one thing that I think some people in the technology community, they move away from, is they move away from recognizing the realness of the senses and sensuality. And this is something that Octavia Butler embraced. Okay, she like totally embraced it. And it was something that was somewhat missing from, I would say, other kind of more intellectualizing, academic. It may even be like some sort of like a male-female thing that, because the men are just like not giving birth and creating life, or just somehow wired differently, that they don't feel it. But to me, it's kind of all about the sensuality. And I believe that a life without sensuality would be a very, very, circumscribed life. I still believe that it would be better if the individual felt that way than no life at all. So if you could imagine a life like behind door one is a life where all you are doing is you are reading and intellectualizing and feeling cognitively all the great novels that will have ever been written. I mean, you would need 1,000 years, right, to like read all those novels, and be like, wow. And then you could read them again. And then you could stream all the movies and you could stream all again. And it would be very interesting. I think it would be like an amazingly better life than being like a rock or a snail or something like that. But then there's this other life where you could be doing that, okay? And at the very same time, you are having a full flesh body. You are feeling every sensuality of sex and sexuality, of taste, of smell, of just, feeling the wind blowing in your hair on the back of a motorcycle or in the convertible, jumping in the ocean and swimming. I mean, I don't think it gets any more awesome than that. I just love being outside. To me, when I walk in a forest and I hike in a forest, I'm at actually like peak experience, of those times. So of course it is much better to be able to do that. Now, do you just do that and you don't have the intellectualization of like all the great novels and movies and poems and everything that you can experience? You don't have to choose. It's like people say to me sometimes, like, well, Martine, would you like, should we like just be like a robot, with all the knowledge, or ourselves? I'd say, like, you don't have to choose.